What is happening? Yo, Trevix here. Today I am playing hardcore Minecraft for the very first time ever. What do we have here? Looks like luck is already on my side. I spawned right next to a village. And that was the exactly best moment of all, because luck wasn't on my side anymore. In that village there was only a single stupid chest with no good loot in it. But that's not a problem. Right away I started looking for a good place to build my base near the village. My Minecraft knowledge might be pretty limited, but I do know one thing. Trading with villages is basically required if you wanna beat the game. I gained some resources, killed some mobs, almost died here, by the way, what a loser. Wait a minute, what are my actual goals in this hardcore world? Well, first I need to survive for at least 100 days. Then I have to make it to the Nether, build a massive castle, and, of course, defeat the Ender Dragon. But to make this challenge even more interesting, I'm adding an extra challenges. For every like this video gets, I'll have to mine 1 diamond. And for every new subscriber, I'll have to mine 100 blocks of stone. Honestly, I really hope this video doesn't get 1000 likes, because I have absolutely no idea how I'm supposed to find 1000 diamonds. Night was falling and I still didn't have a bed. So I ran back to the village and started digging a mine to gather more resources. I mean, the game is called Minecraft, right? That means I'm supposed to mine and craft. Or am I getting that backwards? By the time I made it out of the cave, morning had already arrived. I needed a place to live, so I gathered the resources I needed and built myself a nice little house. Since I still didn't have a bed, and I definitely didn't want to spend every night hiding in a cave, I quickly crafted one. And then, the recording software I was using decided to stop recording. The worst part? I didn't even notice. But don't worry, you didn't miss much. About 5 minutes later I fell straight in a pool of lava in a cave and died. Which meant I had to start the entire hardcore world all over again. Alright then, attempt number 2. This time I'm definitely not making the same mistakes again. At least, that's what I'm telling myself. Bro, that couldn't be even real. The village again, immediately on my spawn. But this time with no single chest in an entire village. Trash. I quickly crafted a full set of stone tools to speed up the mining process and started collecting seeds so I could set up a steady supply of bread. I need food. As night started to fall, I headed over to the village to borrow a little bit of wool from the villages so I could craft a bed. Spoiler alert, by borrow, I mean I straight up stole it. Sleeping alone is boring, so I decided to put my bed in this bro's house. The next morning kicked off with a little bit of combat. Once that was over, I decided it was finally time to build my own house, mostly because my new roommate threw me out after listening to me snore all night. So yeah, I was officially homeless again. Once the house was finally finished, I set up an area for my wheat and sugarcane farms. The wheat would keep me fed, and the sugarcane would come in handy later for making books and enchanting gear. It might seem boring now, but future me was definitely going to appreciate it. After that, I went back to working on my mine and unexpectedly stumbled across an abandoned mineshaft. I was a little nervous about exploring it alone with no armor, but my desire for good loot was stronger than my survival instincts. Pretty quickly, I found a minecart chest filled with loot. The problem was that it was surrounded by monsters, and my inventory was almost completely full. So I decided to play it safe, head home, clear out my inventory, and come back for the treasure later. When I returned, the hostile mobs were gone, which made things a lot less stressful. And as a nice bonus, I managed to find iron while I was down there too. So now you can call me an Iron Man. After more mining, and more mining, and even more mining, and more mining, and even more, I found another cave. The first torch, boom, diamonds, finally, let's go, here we go, here the game begins, that's it. And a bit of gold, who doesn't like gold? I like gold. I went back home, stored my gold and diamond, gave my house a few upgrades, built a tiny bridge over the river, and then immediately went to exploit the local economy. I stole a farmer's crops and sold them right back to him for emeralds. The villagers have officially put me on a watch list. After that, I expanded my farm a bit more, because it was time to start a livestock empire. I built a simple pen and moved in a few pigs, because at this point they were the closest thing I had to friends. Then I brought over some cows so the pigs wouldn't get lonely. What I didn't expect was that this would take several in-game days. Somehow getting livestock into a pen turned out to be harder than surviving in hardcore. The next day I started with chickens. I brought them back to my farm, but definitely not as guests. The next few days were surprisingly peaceful. I spent my time exploring caves for resources, expanding my farm, trading with villagers, and fishing whenever I had a spare moment. Oh, and one more thing. I finally got some sheep onto the farm. At this point, everything was going perfectly. I went out to collect cherry wood for my house, spent a little longer than I should have gathering resources, and before I knew it, night had fallen. I was almost home. I could already see my base in the distance, and then this happened. I was panicking so much that I didn't even realize my boat had broken. And then, yeah. And just like that, I had to start all over again. I gathered some basic resources, crafted a few tools, and set off in search of another village. After wandering around for a while, I climbed the top of the tree to get a better view and... jackpot! Wow, that village is huge! I looted everything from the chest that I could, crafted myself a bed and fell asleep. In the morning I almost died from a skeleton. Again. He left me with a bar and a half, but I healed myself and continued to do stupid things like that. Alright, this time I was serious. I did everything I'd done in the previous attempts, gathered resources, explored the world and searched for a village. Along the way I got pretty lucky. First, I found a ruined portal, and then I found another one. And for once I actually made a smart decision and crafted a full set of iron armor as soon as I could. After nearly 2 hours of real-time searching, I finally found a village. Naturally, I helped myself to everything inside their chests, then headed off to bed. At this point, looting villages had become less of a tragedy and more of a lifestyle. In the next video, I will continue this wonderful adventure. Press the like button, subscribe, and peace to you all.